How's it guys, and welcome back to another Greg Dennis review in proud association with Change Cars. Now today I'm with the Toyota GR Yaris. Now this is a rally car for the road, and if there was any car that you could call a pocket rocket, this is it. Okay, behind the wheel of the new Toyota GR Yaris. Now let's get it out the way. Pricing. So if you want to get into a new 2025 GR Yaris, that's going to set you back from 940,000 Rand. But if you are wanting to get into the automatic version, because 940 will get you the 6-speed manual, if you want to get into this one with the 8-speed automatic transmission, the Gazoo Racing 8-speed automatic transmission, that's then going to set you back from around 970,000 Rand. So 30,000 Rand, just short of R1,000,000 for a 3-door sports car from Toyota. Will I get past these people? Yes, and overtaking is a breeze. Okay, and then on to what's powering this. So you've got the same amount of doors as what you have got cylinders. So that's 3. You've got a turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, 1.6 liter, that's now putting out 210 kilowatts and 400 Newton meters of torque through all 4 wheels. So this is the GR4, so it's the 4-wheel or the 4-wheel drive version. So that's going to be able to send power to the rear wheels. Depending on the drive modes that you're in, it can send up to like 70% of that to the rear, and it'll manage the forward and rear distribution accordingly, depending on what situation you put the car in. And yes, you can feel all of that power. So this car is also around 1.6 tons. So it's not on the heavy side, but also it's not a very big engine, but it's got a lot of power output. So when you ask something of it, it delivers it. And speaking of that beep, it has got a forward collision warning, rear cross traffic alerts, blind spot monitoring, a reverse camera, all that stuff. Lane departure, lane keep, cruise control. Yeah, it's got all of the stuff that you need. I'm having a look here. I don't think it's adaptive cruise. No, it is adaptive cruise control. There you go. Adaptive cruise control as well. So a whole bunch thrown into this little 3-cylinder, 3-door sports car from Toyota. Now going back to the pricing as well as the power output of this car, you're getting more power than a Golf 8.5 GTI, and you're getting the same amount of power as an Audi S3. So the Audi S3 is more expensive than this. The 8.5 GTI is a little bit cheaper than this, but I think when you have to go and spec that GTI, you are going to be paying a lot more money for that. So yeah, I don't know, it depends. Are you a VW guy? Do you want 4 doors? Or do you want to have just an automotive enthusiast experience by driving a car like this? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, let's have some fun and hear that turbo and exhausts. Such an engaging drive. Manual. Geez, those gear changes actually kick you back. It goes into the corners hard. Yeah, this thing is fun. Ooh, and responsive. This thing is cool. Now it's not the loudest car ever, but I think the sound that you're getting from this car all around just makes it a really cool enthusiast car, because there's no fake sounds being put into this car. What you're hearing is the actual exhaust. Well, again, not a big engine, so it's not going to give you the most amount of sound. but there's a lot of turbo spool, so you're getting all of that sound around you. You're getting quite of, like, how can I say it, like a traditional driver's experience here. It's quite firm. I don't feel like there's a lot of computers and stuff taking over between me and the drive. And the situation and environment that I'm in here, I feel like I'm in a driver focused car. Everything's kind of turned towards me. Nothing's complicated. There's buttons and dials. There's not a lot to do through screens, so it's very cool. And I've got the pedal shifters here too, so when you put it into manual and you downshift, the car's just going to go. And then you also got drive modes, so you've got sport, eco, as well as normal. And if you put it into sport, you are going to get a different gauge cluster in front of the driver as well, so to make it a little bit more racy for you inside here. But if you are a bit more of a driving enthusiast and actually take your driving seriously, then you can also try the other, I would call them advanced drive modes. So you can go past me, please. All right. Then you can also start to play with the other drive mode selector down here. So that's going to be for your different track modes. So if you want to go into a proper track setting, that's going to set the car up specifically for that. You can then do that with this dial. And you can also set it up for gravel. So if you are wanting to really put this rally focused GR Yaris to the test, put it into rally mode and you can have a whole bunch of fun on gravel. And speaking of that rally mode or the rally derivedness of this car, it's actually got an intercooler water sprayer. So you've got a button over here that's going to spray water onto the intercooler in front to cool it down. So with all of the turbos and spooling and boosting that you've got on, it gets very hot up front there. So you can quickly just switch a button on here. It's going to spray some water onto your intercooler to cool things down and to keep you going for a lot longer and having a whole bunch of fun inside this Yaris. GR Yaris. It's not a normal one. And then onto the cost of ownership portion of this video, and specifically speaking around what is this going to cost you to insure per month. Now this is thankfully brought to you by Naked Insurance, and as you can see on the screen, this is what I'm able to get from an insurance premium point of view on this 2025 GR Yaris based off of my profile. Now some cool things about Naked is that you can get a quote from them online or on their app in under 90 seconds. That's literally as long as it takes to get a quote from them. You can either accept it or decline it, you can choose. But the great thing there is no one's going to phone you back and hassle you about this quote. They're not going to spam you. That's just what Naked does. They don't want to intrude on people's lives. So I love that about them. They've also got a really cool feature called cover pause, which I actually use for my BMW E36 that's parked in the garage right now that I'm not driving. I'll then actually pause the cover on that car because I'm not driving it, and I'll actually save up to 50% of my premiums per month because I'm not driving the car. But it's still insured a little bit because in case someone drives into you or reverses into you while your cover is paused, you are still covered. So that's really great. So head down to the link in the description of this video, go and get yourself a quote from Naked Insurance in under 90 seconds. I want to know, what was your experience like, and tell me what was your actual premium that you got from them. Were you impressed? And with me being a pretty tall guy, I can actually get this into a really comfortable driving position. Now, you don't have all of the electronically adjustable seats and stuff. Everything's manual inside here. So you got to move it forward on the rails, you got to move it backwards and all that too. But you're able to get into a really comfortable driving position. I've got a lot of space underneath the steering wheel for my legs. A lot more space than you actually get inside of a Hilux. So I'm a lot more comfortable in the Yaris than I am in the Hilux. That's weird. And taking a look at the outside of the new GR Yaris, you can see that it's been designed to look fast even when it's standing still. From this really nice sporty bumper up front here with all of the gloss black, the wide black right in front here makes the car look a lot wider than what it is. I mean, it already is very wide for a Yaris. And just as a little trivia for you, if you can tell me how many parts of the exterior of this car actually come from a standard Yaris, I'll give you 10,000 GDR points. But if you wait till the end of the video, I will also put it on screen. So if you want to know the answer, just wait till the end. But having a look through here, you're going to see all of the different radiators to keep this car nice and cold. You've got the intercooler up front here too, which has also got that water sprayer in the front. So it really is a rally-derived car for the road, which is actually pretty cool. Very wide bumpers up front here, some new daytime running lights in the front. Also looks quite nice. Side mirrors, and then as you go towards the back here, you'll see that the side skirts and arches also start to flare out towards the back here, making it a very wide car. There it is from the side. Some nice little 18-inch wheels. They might sound like they're quite small, but they look really cool. They fit the form factor of this car. They're lightweight, and you can see the sport derived GR brakes as well with those red calipers, giving you all of the stopping power, because with all of the go, you need all of the whoa. And then coming around the back for this new generation, you're going to see a really cool light bar running across the entire back of the car. So that's quite new. Before, there were only separate tail lights there at the back. And then just to remind you, this is the GR Yaris and it is the GR4. So this is the 4-wheel drive version. Real exhaust at the back here. And yes, the mesh is also metal. So they don't mess around. Toyota's giving you actual good quality materials here too. And to add to the radiant sportness, you've got an actual carbon fiber roof right on top here. This is also the first time that I'm driving a GR Yaris, so it feels pretty cool. I feel pretty happy inside here, and I think that it's everything I expected this car to be. You're getting this raw driver experience from it. You're getting some cool sounds. It's very responsive and very quick. Now, to think about all of that power in this package, that's a lot. But then when you try to now compare paying just short of R1 million for this 3-door, 3-cylinder car, I don't know. It's a lot of money. And I'll chat about the interior next, but you'll see what I mean when I say they're asking a lot of money for this car. But then again, which I'll talk about, is you aren't buying it for all of the tech and entertainment and screens and all of that. You're buying it because this is a specialized Gazoo racing vehicle. So it's not your standard Toyota. So a lot of R&D has gone into it with refined steering, refined suspension, the addition of the drive modes. You've got a Gazoo racing specific automatic gearbox. There's a lot that goes into this car, and I can then kind of understand why you'd pay for something like this, because it really is special. It's special when you do this, drop gears, and then just put your foot down, and it's responsive, and it revs to almost 7,000 RPM. Whew, I can do that all day. And then taking a quick look at the interior, you've got a really nice leather steering wheel. You've got the paddle shifters because, yes, this is the 8-speed automatic transmission. This is what is new for this 2025 edition of the GR Yaris. In front of the driver, you've got a digital display where you also see that will change depending on the drive modes that you select. So down here, you've got your drive mode select. So if I put it into sport, you'll see it's going to give me a much sportier looking kind of rev counter there on top too. So that's quite nice. You've also then got also normal and eco, but it should never be in eco. Either normal or sport, guys, or just leave it in sports, to be honest. Now, yes, it does look like a very basic interior. It is slightly let down by I would say the quality and size of the infotainment here. But then again, like I've said a couple times, this is a driver focused car. So your attention really is on driving. So it's the steering wheel, it's the paddle shifters, it's the information you're getting. It's not about the music and entertainment. But the good thing here is that it's all fully functional. You've got a reverse camera, you've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So it's got the essentials that you need. And it doesn't include a climate control, which is perfect. That's a full separated climate control down here. Also buttons, dials, it makes it very easy. You've got your drive selects over here. So if you are wanting to really push the car on track, this is where you're going to play around. Yeah, man, this is it. It is all plastic, unfortunately. You've got one USB Type-C up front here, an empty slot for a lot more things, but unfortunately there's nothing there. Nice like Alcantara material on these doors, which carry through onto the GR seats as well. GR badging all over, as you can see, and on these seats, which are absolutely epic. They're sporty, they're functional, they're supportive, they look good, and yes, they come standard on this car as well. And also, just because this is a rally-inspired sports car, you've also got a functional actual handbrake to have some fun with. And then the big question, will I fit into the back there? So this is in my driving position. I'm 1.87 meters tall. Let's see. Okay, so you've got quite a bit of space to move the seat forward. Okay, my head's already hitting the top, so that doesn't work. But now, okay, I can't move it all the way back because I need to grab this. Now I think this is back in my driving position. Legroom is okay, and I think it's acceptable for a really small car like this. The headroom, not so good, but I'll definitely be able to drive a short distance in here. It's not really the end of the world, so not bad. And then taking a quick look at the butcher, it doesn't have an automatic tailgate, but the gas struts work absolutely perfectly. And inside here, you're going to find, I think, a decent amount of boot space. It's not the biggest amount in the world, but if you look at the overall size of the car, I think that is acceptable. What does suck is that there isn't a spare wheel, so you have got a tire repair kit and inflator. But yeah guys, that's it. Otherwise, that's where you're going to fill the water for your nice little intercooler spray that I showed you earlier in the video. So yeah man, not too bad. A pretty cool little car. Okay, and then onto the verdict in the form of the GDR test. Should you get it, drive it, or remove it from the list of cars that you're looking at? Now I would say definitely go and get this. It's very expensive, so possibly look at one of the previous generations of this car. You might get a really good deal. So I'll put a couple on screen that I found at changecars.co.za. But if you've got the money to buy a brand new one just like this, I'd probably go for the manual, just because I want to keep the enthusiast part of buying a car like this alive, because there aren't that many out there. So you'll also be saving a little bit of money. So for 940,000 Rand, you can get into a manual version of this new GR Yaris. It packs all of the power that you need. The all-wheel drive provides all of the grip and traction. I mean, it's an absolute weapon and proper pocket rocket. It really gives pocket rocket name an actual meaning. It's not just thrown around these days. So this is it, a rally-inspired car from Toyota. I would say go and get it. So if you're in the market for a GR Yaris or any GR products, then go check one out on changecars.co.za. They're a website that sells new and used cars, but the best thing about them is that they vet and check every single dealership that sells cars on their website, essentially making them the safest online platform to buy and sell cars in South Africa. They've also got a really cool feature called Beat My Quotes that they have also trademarked, so that is theirs. Now, if you bring them a quote from a dealership that's not on Change Cars websites, not only will they match the quote, but they'll beat it too. So you'll actually be saving money by coming to changecars.co.za. So thank you so much for watching another Greg Dennis review. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned a whole bunch more and had fun watching this car. The GR Yaris, yes, GR stands for Greg Reviews. We all know that. So if you did enjoy it, drop a like below. And if you want to see more videos like this and other car reviews, then please subscribe. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.